I'm gonna look and I can see
We found out our son Asher was deaf at the hospital after we had our delivery. They did a hearing screen, and I was looking at the screen and I could realize that the line should probably go up and they weren't moving. And so I kind of was thinking, that doesn't look right to me. And so I asked her, I said, he's deaf. And she said he was. And Jason said, he said, I don't care, I'll take you anywhere I can get you.
When they tell you something's wrong with your baby, you're sad, upset, nothing you can do about it. I think we both just sat there in disbelief and shock.
I think the most important thing I can tell a family that just learned that their child has a hearing loss is that they need to find a program as soon as possible. It is so critical to start at a very young age, as early as an infant. For a child who's deaf to be able to learn to speak, the first and foremost thing they have to have is access to sound. And most of our children here at Ohio Valley Voices receive sound through a cochlear implant. A cochlear implant is an electronic device that's implanted in the child's ear, and through electrical stimulation they're receiving sound to their brain. And it's important to recognize that it's really not your ears that are hearing, but it's your brain. So what we do here at Ohio Valley Voices is we train their brain. The best time to serve a child that's hearing impaired is before the age of 3. We get children here as young as 3 weeks old, and we begin teaching the parents what it is they're supposed to do to give that child the best opportunity for their future.
It is educating the parents. I felt like I was a speech pathologist because I constantly was trying to teach him speech. So we would squeeze dishwater fluid, we would push the car, open the book, and all those words, we just kept working with him.
What typically happens at Ohio Valley Voices is we get a phone call from a family that says they have a child with a hearing impairment. I talk with them a little while and to figure out what's going on and if they can make a tour. I think it's critical that that very first step is walking through the hallways.
We came to the open house. Instantly, the kids were running around and we were just like, they're laughing and they're playing and they're talking to each other, and we just looked at each other like, really? It could be this good?
Ohio Valley Voices has been specifically designed to give children who are deaf the best access to sound and the best environment in which to learn to talk. And if you walk into the classroom, you'll see reverberation panels, and those bring all the reverberation and all the sound down. It's important that they have a clear signal, and that the signal they are getting is in a quiet environment and their brain can figure out what's going on. It's hard work learning to talk, and we want to make it fun. We want them to be actively engaged. We want them to be experimenting with things, having hands-on learning. When a child is actively involved and engaged in something, they're going to want to talk. We want them to talk often, and we want them to practice a lot.
When I go reading, I like to read some books. My favorite book is The Dump Truck book.
It's not about money here at Ohio Valley Voices. It's about teaching deaf kids to talk, regardless of how much money you make. We want your child here. If your child is deaf, they have a right to learn to talk. At Ohio Valley Voices, we make that happen through financial assistance, through connecting you with people that can help you through the program. No child is ever turned away because of money. We are one of the best programs in the country for teaching deaf children to talk. You're able to see the changes that go on here at Ohio Valley Voices. You see the children and the opportunities that they have. You know, what we do here is teach deaf children to talk, but what we're really doing is we're changing the lives of deaf children.
If I ran into another family that just found out their child was deaf, I know that I'd feel the same way. They were crushed and sad, but I would give them hope. There's a place that can help you. Asher has exceeded our expectations at the age of 5. I remember his first time he told me he loved me, just like, because that's what you want to hear.
When I grow up, I want to be a SWAT team guy. When I leave Ohio Valley Voices, then I'll go to a new school and I'll ride on the school bus.
My staff hear me say all the time, truly, these kids are my heroes. They have no idea that they're taking a broken system, their cochlea, and they're rising above this, and they're learning to do things that we as researchers or we as people who study this never thought was possible. They do it every day and have absolutely no clue that what they're doing is changing their lives and changing their futures.
It takes time. It's not easy, but there is a place that will help you. It's OVV.